Good evening, voters. It is unprecedented. Never have we seen before in the history of free India that in one single go, there is a possibility of so many of elected legislators being removed. The Election Commission has recommended to the President of India that 20 of the Aam Aadmi Party MLAs elected in Delhi be disqualified. The charge is office of profit, which means that they used a position for a benefit for themselves. While they were MLAs, they were appointed as parliamentary secretaries as well. The charge is that they got additional privileges and additional luxuries as parliamentary secretaries. The Aam Aadmi Party says we have done no wrong. But tonight, as things stand, the President will take a call on it. Sources tell us more often than not, the recommendation of Election Commission will be accepted. The case has gone to the Delhi High Court. The hearing begins on Monday. We have one very basic question tonight. Has the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal let the people of Delhi down by this one big mistake?
मैं अपनी सैलरी स्लिप लेकर आ रही हूँ, एक दिन 1 रुपया बड़ा हो तो बताइए ऑफिस ऑफ प्रॉफिट का मतलब है क्या?
It's a mega Times Network news break. Massive trouble for the self-proclaimed mascots of anti-corruption, the Aam Aadmi Party. As many as 20 Aam Aadmi Party MLAs now face disqualification for holding offices of profit.
In a big jolt to the Aam Aadmi Party's led Delhi government, the Election Commission of India has sent a representation to the President in order to disqualify 20 MLAs who they say were appointed as parliamentary secretaries.
23 जून 2017 को माननीय चुनाव आयोग ने कह दिया था कि 13 मार्च 2015 से लेकर के 9 सितंबर 2016 तक ये सारे MLAs ने डिफेक्टो ये पार्लियामेंट्री सेक्रेटरी पोस्ट होल्ड की है.
But Team Kejriwal cries foul. AAP has now challenged the poll panel's decision in the High Court. Crying conspiracy, they allege the Election Commission has played into the centre's hands.
पूरी की पूरी दिल्ली पे अपना ये निर्णय इसलिए थोपना चाह रहे हैं क्योंकि सोमवार को वो रिटायर हो रहे हैं.
Kejriwal and team caught on the back foot, and now the BJP and Congress demand Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's resignation.
The Election Commission did its investigation. It's taken its due time, but then found them guilty, and this is now binding on the President.
Half of his cabinet, because of corruption, he himself had to remove them. Kejriwal has no moral authority to continue as the Chief Minister.
Tectonic shift in Delhi Darbar after the EC's recommendation to disqualify 20 MPs. As the nation watches the political thriller unfold, Mirror now asks, should people of Delhi brace themselves for the fresh by-polls to 20 seats? Should anti-corruption crusader Arvind Kejriwal take moral responsibility and step down? Let's debate.
I have three very basic questions tonight. Just hours after the news broke, the story broke, the Aam Aadmi Party came out full guns blazing at the Election Commission and pointed fingers at the CEC, pointed fingers at the BJP and said this is all a big conspiracy to destabilize the AAP government. What proof do they have about this conspiracy? Question number 2. Why did the Aam Aadmi Party to begin with appoint these 21 MLAs as parliamentary secretaries and then months later decide to pass the resolution to change the bill in the assembly so that this wouldn't be office of profit? Question number 3. Can Kejriwal really hold the moral high ground anymore? This is not the only time a scandal has broken out. There are many other charges, corruption charges against its leaders. Can Kejriwal really hold that moral high ground that he came to politics with, claiming that he will fight against corruption, claiming that he will fight for the Aam Aadmi Party? Let's say good evening to our guests. I've got Shazia Ilmi representing the BJP, Mr. Adarsh Shastri, AAP MLA. Mr. Shastri, I'm going to come to you first. Are you also one of those MLAs who stands to be disqualified if the President accepts the recommendations?
So, Tanvi, let me first clarify that on the 13th of March 2015, when this order was passed regarding the appointment of the 21 parliamentary secretaries, I would like to read out to you the order, and it states in black and white, the parliamentary secretaries will not be eligible for any remuneration or any perks of any kind from the government. And I would like to state this on record that none of the parliamentary secretaries, forget office, forget profit, there has been no office, no staff, no perks, no car, no money, nothing at all which has ever been given to any MLA or parliamentary secretary which has been appointed, number one. Number two, I would like to clarify again that today, the High Court has said that, in fact, the lawyer of the Election Commission has said that he does not have or not aware of any such recommendation going to the President, and it has been posted for hearing on Monday. Third, I would like to point out here that, you know, when the High Court itself last year in 2016, last year had declared, the appointment itself as illegal and had declared it ab initio, when there is no office, there is no question of appointment and there is no question of profit. So, in any of these cases, this does not stand to scrutiny.
That
it
is
is
the
obvious
High Court's
that the Chief
decision.
Election Commissioner,
That
who is
doesn't
retiring
take away-
on Monday,
That doesn't take away the charge
let me complete,
from you from what you did. My question, I want to come back to the question, Mr. Shastri, because you're going to repeat what we've already heard from the Aam Aadmi Party in the day. So let's take the debate to the next level, and I want to understand from you. Explain to our viewers. You're also a parliamentary secretary. Why were you appointed as a parliamentary secretary? What was the motive? What work were you going to do? Especially when you claim that you were not going to get any of these privileges or perks.
The motive behind, yes, the idea to appoint us as parliamentary secretaries was just to be able to assist the ministers in discharging their duties with our domain expertise. Like, for example, I was asked to assist the IT minister because of my proven expertise and experience prior to joining politics in the IT sector, and so on and so forth. That was just the idea. It is assistance and advice, that is all. We have not seen any official file, we have not signed any official document, we have had no executive powers, nothing at all. It is just an advisory position, and if you compare that to parliamentary secretaries in 9 BJP ruled states today or in the Congress ruled Punjab today, then they enjoy additional salaries, staff, office and everything. So for us, we were just doing our job to help the people of Delhi for free. And here the Chief Election Commissioner, he has been Principal Secretary to Modi ji, 15 years in Gujarat, and he retires on Monday, and without even given an opportunity to hear us.
What proof do you have to slam,
not been heard on the
to lash out? What proof do you have to slam and lash out at the CEC, at a man who's almost at the end of his career? What is the proof? Yes, Shazia, let's understand from Aam Aadmi Party, what proof did they have of this so-called conspiracy?
Okay, let me answer that. That if you could simply ask the Election Commission, for the last 2 years that they've been hearing us, if there has been on record any hearing with regard to the matter of office of profit, there has been none, first. Secondly, the last hearing which happened with us there was on March 2017. The CEC was appointed in July 2017. He has not even heard us once. The CEC has not even heard us once. The Election Commission has not had any hearing about the office of profit matter per se as yet. How can he deny the principle of natural justice?
Okay,
we have to be heard before any decision can be taken.
Yes.
So the conclusion is, so the easy conclusion is that the Election Commission and the office of CEC, they all are agents of the BJP. How simple as that. But let me just bubble the burst a little bit and break these myths and the spree of misinformation that I just heard from my former colleague's mouth. The General Administration Department, GAD, replied to Election Commission, and I'm quoting a report from the Hindu, the newspaper, and this says very clearly that while Aam Aadmi Party vehemently denies that parliamentary secretaries
hold office of no profit, but as per the GAD reply to the EEC, the Public Works Department spent 11,75,828 rupees on 21 executive chairs and tables, 136 visitor chairs for 21 rooms allotted in assembly for the parliamentary secretaries. These are the expenses, so 12 lakhs for the chairs. Then the Delhi Assembly approved 13 lakhs 26,300 for the same. However, listen, now let me finish. And not just that, there were rooms provided in the assembly complex, but the PWD also spent about 4 lakhs on civil and electrical works and about 1.5 lakhs on furniture on 4 cabins for AAP MLAs. The rooms were also given to 13 parliamentary secretaries in hospitals, Delhi Urban Shelter Improvement Board. Alka Lamba was allotted 2 rooms in CPO and also in the Labour Department. Delhi Government's Arts and Culture Department paid for the renovation of 2 rooms. Ms. Lamba also has 1 room in Aruna Asif Ali Hospital. Now, this is the money actually spent for, and the rooms were allocated. So profit is, office of profit is deemed, any office is considered profitable if it's capable of making any profit.
Shahzad, let me just
you
check.
Don't have to
I'm
make
not
any
too
profit
sure
or use
if
it further.
Shastri is able to hear us. Mr. Shastri, are you able to hear us?
Bachchan's disqualification as a Rajya Sabha MP.
Okay, we'll just try and finish patch that connection.
It was done on the sole ground and the premises being that she was already the head, she was the chairperson of the Uttar Pradesh Film Board, which is why she could not, and she was disqualified. Sonia Gandhi in fact had to resign and had to be re-elected because of the same matter. So there is no crying foul about how evil election commission is being, and I really think it is so ugly and unbecoming, and others, especially coming from somebody like you, to really cast aspersions on the office of our election commission and CEC. And but also you should admit that there was a desperate bid to calm down and pacify the MLAs after winning elections, and they had to be accommodated. After all, the ministers are given officers and bureaucrats to work with.
Okay.
There was no need whatsoever
for
three parliamentary secretaries
also
to be allocated space. Allocation of space also and spending of the Public Works Department also constitutes pecuniary benefits.
Mr. Shastri, if you were able to hear out what Shazia was saying and what she has listed out, do you still want to say? I don't think Shazia we can hear us either right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it across to Adarsh Shastri. Do you want to respond, Mr. Shastri, to what Shazia Ilmi is saying about the usage of these funds?
Really skating on thin ice, and nobody really believes.
You know, the line had disconnected for a while, but let me try and answer what she's saying.
Yes, and also, okay, go ahead and do that, and then I have a question.
She's talking about the 11 lakhs that she's talking about. The 11 lakhs that she's talking about, that money has been spent on renovation work in the Delhi Assembly. I would like to let her know that whatever work happens in the Delhi Assembly is something under the purview and jurisdiction of the Speaker.
Yeah.
It has got nothing to do with the government of Delhi directly. And if there is any renovation work which has happened in the Legislative Assembly, it is the Speaker who is getting that done, and that question should be posed to him. There has been, like I've said, whether it's a question of an actual office or a deemed office, there has been no actual office, no deemed office, no actual profit,
tell
no
me
deemed
this
profit.
Then. Tell me this then,
there
Mr.
is not
Shastri.
even 1 rupee
Tell me this then,
which
Mr.
can
Shastri.
be proven has been spent on a parliamentary secretary.
If that was the case, then why is it that you, firstly, you say this is your claim that the Election Commission hasn't given you a hearing. We don't know that for sure. The EC obviously is not going to come out and give us those details. But is it true or not that in the High Court today, the High Court said that we are not looking at the merits of the case, we are looking at your conduct, that you had 2 notices from the Election Commission. Why did you not reply? Why did you not reply to the Election Commission is what
So
the High Court
I have
asked
no
today.
clue.
Why did you not reply to the Election Commission when there was no stay from the High Court? Yes.
I do not. Let me clarify again. every notice and every communication received from the Election Commission to each of us has been responded to and replied to. It's an absolute incorrect statement to make that we have not replied. I have no idea on what basis the High Court made such an observation if it did.
So you have given your clarification.
Every notice
you have given your explanation to the Election Commission.
Every hearing that the Election Commission called for has been attended to by either us or our representative lawyers.
But sir, Mr. Shastri, you're just saying that the Election Commission hasn't, but you're saying, your party says that the Election Commission hasn't held any hearings, that the Election Commission hasn't given you a chance to explain. Then what were your responses to these notices and what did you do in these hearings?
So all those notices that have come to us were not with regard to any, that's what I'm saying. There's been no hearing as yet on Office of Profit. Those, earlier discussions and hearings were related to the fact that the Delhi government wanted to implead itself, then it was the Congress party wanting to implead itself, and then it was about the High Court judgment which said that the entire appointment itself is ab initio. There have been no meetings, no hearings, no communication as yet regarding Office of Profit. That is all I'm trying to tell you. That is why it is against the law of natural justice.
And which is why you
there has been no hearing in these last 2 years.
Which is why you are now pointing fingers at the CEC.
The sad part is, Aam Aadmi Party says that the Election Commission has never touched this low. Mr. Ashutosh tweets something to the effect of that the Election Commission has become the postbox of the PMO and the BJP. I mean, you do something wrong and is blatantly wrong because officers are given to assist the ministers. MLAs have enough work of their own to do. Yeah. But because only 6 ministers could be made to appoint and pacify the disgruntled, MLAs, you offer them these positions which involves allocation of room, space, and also access to policy making and enough money. I mean, I'm talking about 13 lakhs at one instance, 12 lakhs on the other, 6-7 lakhs on the other instance. So that is a considerable amount of money plus the room that has been, the rooms and cabins that have been allocated. And to what avail? What was the whole idea? And then to say, then to blame the Election Commission, one after the other, they have cast aspersions on every democratic institution, constitutional institutions of this country.
Yes, and that is not right. So, Mr. Shastri, again I will ask you, is there evidence or is this your own conjunction, your party's conjunction, this conspiracy theory that the CEC has come after you at the behest of the BJP?
It is not about our presumption or assumption. It is just a question of simply not following the tenets of jurisprudence. Okay. As a quasi-legal authority, they are supposed to listen before they pass a judgment. They cannot pass an ex parte judgment. And if the judgment is ex parte, then for the simple reason it is against the laws of jurisprudence.
But it is not.
We have not been heard on Office of Profit, number one. I am casting aspersions and on the...
It is an office of profit.
Without hearing us.
It is an office of profit.
On what basis?
When you allocate space.
Without hearing.
It is an office of profit.
Either individually or collectively.
It is an office of profit.
You decide that. Who decides that? You decided.
Because I have tweeted.
Who decided? Who decides an office of profit?
Rooms and cabins have been allocated, Adarsh Shastri. Money has been spent by the Public Works Department.
Have you seen any parliamentary secretary sitting there? Have you seen any nameplate? Have you seen a nameplate? Have you seen anybody sitting there?
Yes, I have seen the letter.
On what basis are you saying that it's an office of profit?
I have seen the notification and the number of which room was allocated to which
I am also showing you a letter which says.
I have seen it.
I am also showing you a letter.
Everybody's seen it.
I am also showing you a letter which says clearly that no perks will be given to any parliamentary secretary.
Why don't you work as volunteers?
I have shown a letter which is the order itself of appointment.
Parliamentary secretary. What was the whole idea?
Advisory.
It's a totally volunteering job that we have done.
Volunteering and advisory.
The ministers in
voluntary and advisory, I don't think, I don't know if the voters are going to buy that. The decision is with the voters and I'm going to ask them to start voting, log on to Involve and tell us. But here is question number 2. You appointed these 21 MLAs as parliamentary secretaries in March 2015. Why did you decide in June 2015 to propose this amendment to the bill? whereby you would exempt the post of parliamentary secretary
Yes.
from the definition of office of profit. If you thought you were not doing anything wrong, question number one. Question number two to this, Mr. Shastri, is the fact that why did you not amend it first and then appoint? Don't you think you are legally wrong here for you to question somebody else's jurisprudence? What were you doing here?
So, you know, I think the debate here is about whether it was an office of profit, and it was not an office of profit. The Election Commission has wrongly stated that it was an office of profit if it has recommended in the first place, because the Election Commission lawyer today did not say that, and he said we'll get back on Monday. So I don't know on that, and I do not want to comment on any retrospective bill that came or did not come. Here the matter is about office of profit.
No, but you tried to bring in an amendment
because there was no office and there was no
I
profit.
want our viewers to know this. March 13, 2015, the Delhi government appointed 21 MLAs as parliamentary secretaries. So please allow me this and I will allow you to clarify on it. June 19, 2015, the appointment of MLAs is challenged by an advocate. This is June 19th, 2015, a complaint is filed to the President of India, Pranab Mukherjee, at that time. June 24th, 5 days later, the Delhi Legislative Assembly passes the Delhi Member of Legislative Assembly Amendment Bill, making this change, saying that parliamentary secretaries should not be within the realms of office of profit. Why? Why was this done after a complaint had been filed 5 days after that? If you thought you were not, this is not office of profit.
I don't think,
why did you want to change the law?
You need to put the facts.
Was it the realization of your guilt?
You need to
and
put the facts across in the correct light. You know, because whenever the complaint was made, or so-called complaint was made to the President of India, you know, we were not even aware about any such complaint until there was a notice issued from the Election Commission, which was 3 months later. You know, so it is absolutely incorrect to even state that, you know, our reaction on bringing a bill was because of that complaint.
Okay.
We would only get to know about the complaint when the President wrote to the Election Commission and the Election Commission wrote to us, which was 3 months later.
Right.
So that is incorrect, absolutely what you said.
And you were saying
Secondly,
that you brought about the change in the bill 3 months after the appointments.
Over
Isn't
a
that
period of
wrong?
the last 18 years, since the time Delhi has become a legislature.
Yeah.
From that time onwards, multiple bills have been brought retrospectively as well. Please look at those bills. And from time to time, the government of the day does bring in bills retrospectively to make whatever it seems is required to be done at that point of time. And you know, the retrospective bills have been brought during 15 years of Sheila Dikshit's rule. It has been brought even during Sahib Verma's and Madan Lal Khurana's rule. I don't think there's anything unique in that. Retrospective bills are brought all the time. You know, at least it is better than pushing through an ordinance without going through Parliament. So I think it's a non-issue what you are talking about. You know, we became aware of this complaint to the President only through the Election Commission 3 months after. So there was no no point in thinking that we are linking, bringing a bill to the appointments or to the complaint at all.
But that doesn't answer my question. Why did you want to change the law if there was no office of profit here?
No, there was no office of profit. There is no question of office of profit because our order of appointment says it clearly that, you know, that they will enjoy no perks.
Why did you seek?
But in spite of that, a bill was brought retrospectively just to. No, but why not? The government of the day felt that it was needed to get these amendments done retrospectively, and that's why the bill was brought.
So
I see nothing wrong in that. Bills are brought for retrospective aspect many times.
There is no profit involved.
Yes,
no, but if you were so sure that there is no profit involved in the office of profit, so to speak,
it is not a question. It is not a question of there being a need.
Behind this? If they want to work and assist, why give them this position?
The bill was not.
Why allocate cabins? Why give them this position? Why did it matter? Was there a fighting going on? No, I want to ask you, Adarsh, were you angry because you were not made a minister? Was Alka Lamba very angry because she was not made a minister? And all of you had to be pacified. That's an inside story.
The people who were angry for not getting it, people who were angry left the party. People who were angry left the party.
So that's why you had to be accommodated.
Let's not get into that. People who were angry
Yes,
left the
and
party.
we're very happy.
If I was angry,
otherwise I would also have to lie like this. Others, thank God I don't have to.
the corporate world.
Others, thank God this thing would become of you. Others, thank God, imagine I would have become like you.
I left crores of
and
salary
Saurabh,
to come
I'm
here
so
to
glad
this
I did
party
not.
because
Lie
I
like
believe
this
in the
through your
party,
teeth.
believe in Kejriwal,
Through
and I
your
believe
teeth,
that I want to
Adarsh.
bring
Answer
the
the question.
to India.
Okay,
Answer
both
the
of you,
question.
one
Why
after
running away from the issue? Why are you running away from the issue, Adarsh? Imagine this is what it takes to stay in Aam Aadmi Party. You lie through your teeth and make all kinds of excuses.
That you're
running away.
If I would have been angry or if any of the MLAs would have been angry, we would have gone back to what we were doing and we would have not continued to be in politics and be in Aam Aadmi Party. We are here because we believe in the party and its ideology.
No, but Adarsh, don't you find it hilarious?
The idea was to assist the minister in terms of providing them with some expert
become
views.
A full-fledged party. The idea was transformational politics, and all Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, myself included, when we were there, we said how we'll be so different from every other party. And now what are you doing, Adarsh, as does every spokesperson of AAP? How similar you are to every other party.
Okay, we are derailing now. I want to come back to the topic at hand here. I want to come back to the topic at hand here. The other aspect, and a lot of viewers are legality aside, and that is the most important right now. Whether or not you guys manage to get the additional perks, use them to what extent, how much money, additional money did you get? By the way, when it comes to Office of Profit, the amount does not matter. Even if it is 1 rupee, it's a basic system of ethics that we are talking about. Legally, there will be a decision on it. The other aspect, Shazia, is that Delhi is different. Delhi is only partially a state, so its rules are different. Because if we see in other states as well, 5 BJP MLAs in Rajasthan also have parliamentary secretaries. When you were in Punjab in power, 25 MLAs, 20 of Akali and 5 BJP MLAs were also serving as parliamentary secretaries. In Gujarat in the last term also, there were 5 BJP MLAs who were serving as parliamentary secretaries. This is not just a Delhi issue. The fact is that the rules are different, but do you agree that if it is about ethics, then it should be same across the board?
No, the fact of the matter is that earlier, as I quoted the 2006 Jaya Bachchan disqualification from the Rajya Sabha, and even Sonia Gandhi, none less than that. So it was done on matter of principle. It was not done because of anything, because of any wrongdoing or whimsical personality of the CEC who wanted to please the BJP. In fact, Prime Minister Modi was not. Modi was not the Prime Minister of the country this time. This particular election commissioner, CEC, that you're talking about, was not there at the helm of affairs. It was done as a matter of principle, and which is what Arvind realized, because 3 months after these appointments, he sought to move the amendment asking to exclude the Office of Profit from the profit angle, to make sure, because there was a realization that what was done was not correct.
No, so my question to you, if you agree this is a matter of principle, then why is it that in other states, some of them were BJP rule and still are, the similar trend is followed? It's not a new thing. It's not like Arvind Kejriwal came up with this concept.
Yes,
there are MLAs who are appointed as parliamentary secretaries.
No, because
Tanvi,
Delhi is a very, very small state. In fact, it did not even need a deputy chief minister. It had to be allocated in a certain way. So if there is a PIL and there is a problem with it, I'm sure Election Commission would take cognizance of this. It is the Election Commission which has de-recognized, which has found them, disqualified them to be in this position. I'm not speaking for the EC, but EC has taken action against all other parties before also. If there is a complaint, if there is no rationale whatsoever, then it will be done with BJP also. But the fact of the matter is that Election Commission came out with this today, and this was a response given by AAP, blaming the CEC, calling him a BJP agent.
Mr.
This is
Shastri,
what I'm saying. If
Mr.
BJP
Shastri,
does something and it's not,
is that
it
correct?
cannot be proven.
Is that correct,
So
that you
it's
saw
wrong.
all
As a
around you,
matter of
all
principle.
state governments who are doing this, so you could also get away with it without realizing that the rules are different when it comes to Delhi, that the law is different?
No, no. First,
Yeah,
as
because
far
Delhi
as parliamentary
itself, I mean,
secretaries
it's
are
not even
concerned,
a,
the
it's
rules
not
are
even
not
a,
different.
it's a union.
Nine states of the nine states in the BJP rule today have parliamentary secretaries without having any bill whatsoever having been passed, proactively,
But no
retrospectively,
union
whatever.
territories.
Congress ruled
But no
Punjab
UTs.
has
But no
parliamentary
union
secretaries today.
territories.
And it's no, it's not.
Is there any union territory?
No, I'm sorry. You have to, Shazia, decide. What
No,
the
is there any
BJP wants
union
to call
territory you
Delhi.
can quote?
In your own manifesto,
Can you,
all seven
no,
members of
but there
parliament
is
have said
partial
that they
statehood
want
for
Delhi to be a
I'm
state.
asking you.
So let's not.
I'm
let's,
asking you.
So
this
in
partial
terms of
statehood
parliamentary
for Delhi,
secretaries, there are no
because of his
separate
unique
rules for Delhi or any other
status,
state
but
as
it
of now.
remains a
As of
duty,
now, the
because
state. As of
Danix,
now, the
if you see
status with
the
regard to
Public
parliamentary
Services Commission,
secretaries
Delhi
in
does not
Article
have one like all
239
states do.
does not
So there goes
differentiate
your
between
argument,
parliamentary
and
secretaries in
it's-
Delhi and any other
by
state.
equating
The
Delhi
only
with other
difference that
states,
is there
because there is
is
no
that parliamentary
equation
secretaries in
whatsoever.
Delhi
Because
drew
Delhi
no
is not a
salary, no
full-fledged
perk,
state,
no office,
as is
whereas
Punjab,
parliamentary
or
secretary in
as
all
is
BJP ruled
Rajasthan.
states have an office, have
No, but you
staff,
haven't answered
have
my
extra
question.
salaries,
Delhi does
and,
not have a
and a
public
car and
services
everything.
commission.
So, that's the only
Officers are
difference.
appointed through Danix, as you know that very, very well, Adar.
Here is what I am
Delhi
given
with
to
Punjab and
understand,
Rajasthan.
and I think
that
Shazia is also saying that, Mr. Shastri,
that is not connected. That is not connected to parliamentary secretary, Shazia. What is connected to parliamentary secretary are the rules with appointment of parliamentary secretaries.
No, but
there
the
are no
fact of the
separate rules in
matter is,
Delhi or any
when
other
it
state
comes
for
to
parliamentary
office
secretaries.
of profit,
Difference
the
is,
change.
in Delhi, parliamentary secretaries took no money, no office. In all BJP
Okay, I'm going to request both of you to not speak at the same time. Shazia and others, let's not speak at the same time. Nobody is going to understand. The fact is this: the law that you were seeking to change would have allowed you to not have parliamentary posts under the ambit of office of profit. That law never got the clearance from the president, and so it never got ratified. The other states have that legislation, is what I am given to understand. But before I come to you on that, Adarsh Shastri, I've got two callers on the phone line. Our viewers are also calling in with their views. I've got Mr. Sudhir Pandey calling us from Mumbai. Good evening, Mr. Pandey. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, very good evening to you. See, the best sense is common sense. Unfortunately, it is most uncommon. See, the members who have been selected as MLA, they are there to serve the citizens.
Yes.
So, rather than going in the rigmarole of protocol and legality, we have to finally see whether they are giving results or not.
Yeah.
And secondly, now Sajia Almi is so caustic. She was in member of Aam Aadmi Party earlier. Now she's on the other side of the field. And see,
don't. I would request you to not make any personal comments on any of our panelists. We respect all the panelists who come on this show. Please, let's maintain that dignity. I take your other point that you have made.
Shazia Almi is not with Aam Aadmi Party. Otherwise, poor Shazia Almi would have had to make up all these stories and lie through her teeth, just like all of Aam Aadmi Party spokespersons have to.
Okay.
Thank God I'm not. I'm so relieved.
Let's not go down that road.
Not with the party, otherwise, we would have to deal with two couples.
Let's not go down that road. Let's not derail the conversation. The other point
otherwise we would have to deal with two
that Sudhir Pandey did make is a valid point, that the MLAs are elected by voters, by the citizens of this country, to serve the citizens of this country. At the end of the day, that is what matters, which is why I began this show by asking, has Arvind Kejriwal and his team let the people of Delhi down? Because they put in a lot of faith. They elected 67 of you, Mr. Shastri. And now if you're not going to be able to do your job, and if 20 of you actually have to give up on those seats because of this issue, then are you also not letting those people down, is the big question here. But before you take that, let me see if Sunil is on the phone line calling us from Bengaluru. It's interesting that viewers from across the country are calling about what is happening in the national capital today. Sunil, go ahead.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
I just wanted to say, here, and the MLAs and MPs who have to declare their assets before standing for elections, their assets increase exponentially from 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs to 50 lakhs, from 1 crore to 2 crores. Is this not an office of profit? Where is that money coming from? How are they getting this money if they don't hold an office of profit? I mean, it need not be a government office. But if we go by that paint everybody with the same brush, then half of them should be disqualified. Half the people in place should be disqualified, isn't it?
Yes, well, okay, got your point. Thank you so much for calling, Sunil, and putting that point across. So we'll have to wait and watch to see what exactly the Election Commission has found and what is the basis that they have put in their report where they have recommended disqualification. Last question, completely running out of time. Shazia, first you, and then Mr. Shastri can have the closing comments. Do you believe that Arvind Kejriwal has now lost any kind of authority to hold the high moral ground that he started off with? I'm sure you believed it a while ago, but with now an EC order, it becomes even more pertinent to ask this question.
I think this is a final, I really think this is a final straw. When he saw it coming, which is why he sought to move the amendment, as you know. But this is just one of the many things that have happened. Not just in the choice of people. I mean, I remember very well that when Jitendra Tomar's matter was being discussed about fake mark sheets, something of that sort was even discussed before he was offered a ticket by the likes of Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav, after which they were shown the door. So obviously there is a lot amiss. And now we saw what happened with Satyendra Jain. Now there are so many issues, so many violations and misgivings when it comes to Representation of People's Act in terms of what has been declared and what is a real wealth. And so have been so many other cases, not just Jitendra Tomar, but many other matters.
Yes.
So they were ready to protest, and they were sticking by Jitendra Tomar even at that point of time until there was actual evidence. Now this has come from Election Commission. It does not hold anybody good to always cast aspersions on the institutions of our democracy.
But let's also remember
you know, first
that,
they said that the
almost
EVM machines
13
have a
to
problem.
15 MLAs of Aam Aadmi Party were booked for various reasons, arrested for various reasons. Not even half of them today hold any value. So there is also a part that they of truth, an element of truth to when they say that they are also being targeted maybe, or clearly Delhi police is not doing a good job. But out of time, Mr. Shastri, closing comments. You want to respond to what Shazia has said? Can Arvind Kejriwal still hold that high moral ground? If tomorrow there are by-polls in these 20 seats, will you come back to power?
I think Arvind Kejriwal clearly continues, not only continues the moral ground, he probably is the only politician in the country today to stick to the ideology of honesty and wanting to deliver for the people of Delhi. It is unfortunate that a small state like Delhi, and like Shazia said, not even a state, is being victimized consistently by the government of India through its various machinery, not allowing us to deliver what we want to do for the people of Delhi.
How much
and
will you
the
do?
people
I
of
mean,
Delhi
this persecution
are watching
complex
this.
is just
People of
pouring
India
out
are
of your
watching this,
ears now.
and they will respond if and when it is required. Shazia, I did not speak when you were speaking. Please do not do that.
They will respond.
I was not speaking when you did. Okay, so I think it is the people of Delhi who will give the response to Shazia. And if in case there was an election tomorrow, I would challenge Shazia to come and fight in Dwarka against me, and she will lose her deposit. So I think there is, clearly a high moral ground that Arvind Kejriwal does enjoy. And, we have been victimized consistently.
Completely out of time. I'm just going to read out, completely out of time. I'm just going to read out Adarsh Shastri, 61%.
Not even
Adarsh Shastri, you may want to know this. Adarsh Shastri, you may want to hear this. 61% of our viewers who participated in this poll, and it's on screen right now, do agree with you. They still have some, they still agree with the argument that you're making. So maybe, though the final test will be if there are by-polls, then whether or not people of Delhi vote you back to power, vote for you again in Dwarka. The big question tonight, viewers, and you continue to send in your comments because this story is not over. The proceedings in the courtrooms begin on Monday. We will have more clarity. The Election Commission's Council will have more clarity on what it is that has been written in that recommendation report to the President. More often than not, the President accepts these recommendations by the Election Commission. So the Aam Aadmi Party's only way out of this is in the courtrooms of the Delhi High Court. We will wait and watch what happens there. 20 MLAs stand to be disqualified. That's massive. It will have huge repercussions in the national capital and the governance here. So we're going to keep a very close eye. Thank you, Shazia Elmi. Thank you, Adarsh Shastri, for joining us tonight. Thank you, viewers.